Ren, alright. Let's say Ryder. We didn't see her in that one, so I'll go visit Ryder. She's probably reading as usual. True. Also, let me fix my hair. There we go.
Oi, Ryder!
You good? Oh, great timing. Are you free right now? Just as I'm about to ask her that, she slips right by me. Shiro becomes a sword. Just lays there like... As if she has something to do, she walks by rapidly. Oh well, so much for that. Maybe I'll just drink some tea by myself.
はい、本日の予約ですが。いえ。
Appointment? I've run into Ryder again. I'll make some tea for her too, just in case. Since the teapot's still full of hot water, I quickly brew some roasted green tea.
はい。午後なら空いていますか?
Why would Ryder need to see a doctor or anything?
スタイリストの方は、
Oh, okay.
いつもご迷惑をおかけするとお伝えください。
Understandable. Yeah, no, actually that makes sense. I'm sure dealing with all of that hair probably isn't that easy. Actually, it makes me wonder, can servants even get their hair cut, or would their hair just like go back to the way it was within like 20 minutes?
では、3時からですね。お願いします。
Stylist? I bring the tea into the living room and offer some to Ryder.
ライダー、電話？
はい。美容院に連絡を。
I'm not sure what I'm so surprised about, but the revelation does drive me into a temporary stupor. Well, Ryder is a woman in her prime after all. It's no surprise she'd go to a salon, but for a beauty like her to go to the same place in Miyama frequented by Homurahara students?
美容院って美山町の？
ええ。これだけの髪ですと自分一人で手入れするのも大変ですので、週に2回ほどの周期で時間をかけてトリートメントをしてもらっているのです。
Why so weak? The answer to that question. Oh, okay. Well, Ryder's hair. Now that I think about it, I suddenly feel like touching her ever-waving, smooth strands of hair. It would be so nice to run my hands through them, just once. No, down boy. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
もしかしてライダーの髪って伸びるのか？
いえ、伸びはしませんが、やはり乱れてきますから。それに。
Ryder sips at her tea.
冷体になって実体化すれば、髪は元通りになります。
Oh. Okay. So why couldn't you just stay in not spirit form, but physical form though? Like, I'm sure there wouldn't be cause Sakura's still connected to the Grail, right? So wouldn't she be able to just maintain Ryder in physical form all the time?
ならそうすればいいんじゃ。
髪程度の問題でさくらに負担をかけたくはありません。
I guess not. Okay.
ですので、本当に面倒ですが、髪の手入れは自分で解決しなくてはなりません。正直、乱れたままだと私も機嫌が悪くなりますから。
そっか。いろいろ大変なんだな、女の人って。
そう言っていただけるのはありがたいのですが、シロ、
You're welcome? Question mark?
気にかけるのでしたら私よりもさくらを優先してください。私は彼女
Again.
のサーバントに過ぎませんから。
Again with the self-deprecation.
さくらはあなたに気遣いされれば喜びます。私もそういったあなたたちを見ているのが嬉しい。
そうか。頑張る。
That was such an awkward I'll do my best.
シローには戦いより難しいでしょうが尽力してください。打足ですがそういうあなたを見るのも楽しいですから。
Thanks? I guess? She said something scary a little too easily. Yeah.
さくらには十分気を使うとしてだな。盗作あたりはどうなんだろう。あいつも美容室に行ってるのかな。
Probably.
彼女には余計なお世話だと思います。
That was quick.
誤解なきように。リンは努力を表さない性格です。美容の苦心をシローに知られれば侮辱されたと思うでしょう。
Fair enough.
ああ、なるほど。
A swan's feet is what they say. As for the remaining members of the women's squad, which is everyone except you.
じゃあセイバーは？
微妙ですね。私が行けと言えば喧嘩になりますが、シローが言えば忠告と取るでしょう。
I see. It is indeed quite difficult to predict how it would unfold. She'd probably say something along the lines of, I like this hairstyle, or possibly, other hairstyles don't fit me.
で、藤姉はどうかな。
Yeah, I don't. Really, what would that be like?
喜ぶかもしれませんよ。
はい。
Yeah, huh?
ですから喜ぶかもしれませんと。
Yeah, no, I can see. Well,
あまり化粧をする人柄ではありませんが嫌いではないようですし、シローが美容室に行きたいと言えば二つ返事で同行するのではないでしょうか。
wait. Doesn't that imply that I would be the one going for a makeover and not Fujine?
もしもの話はここまでにしておこ
Yeah.
う。で、ライダーはこれから？
美容室は午後からです。それまでのんびりしています。
And so she proceeds to set camp in front of the TV.
かくいう私はあまり好きではないのですが。
She says softly.
Huh?
Not fond of what? The beauty salon?
なんでだ？生き慣れてるっぽいじゃないか、美容室。
Well, like she said, it's probably more of a necessity to get her hair under control more than a pleasure thing.
そうなのですが。鏡が。
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, mirror. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
あ、
There are indeed a lot of mirrors in a hair salon. Yeah. Ryder's true name is Medusa. Her tail includes the feet with a mirror-like shield. Yeah. Yeah, no,
伝
that's
説でいうところ
understandable.
の鏡の盾だっけ？石化の魔眼を跳ね返したっていうのは。
According to the Greek mythology, Medusa had her mystic eyes blocked by Perseus' shield and was defeated by having her head cut off. Or something like that. Huh? So does that mean...
ライダー、髪切るときってメガネを外すよな。そうなると鏡と向かい合うことになるけど、ライダー石化しないのか？
しません。 鏡を見たところで私は石化しませんから。
Yeah, she would have to activate the eyes, but
ペルセウスは鏡に映った風景を頼りにして私と戦ったのです。直接私と目を合わせないために。
ああ、なるほど。
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Percy's shield did not reflect the mystic eyes. He merely made them ineffective by avoiding eye contact. Yeah, that's how it went.
でもそれだとなんで鏡が苦手なんだ？
She's afraid she'll get her head cut off? I don't know.
別に鏡に倒されたってわけでもないんだし、嫌うのはわかるけど苦手っていうのは行き過ぎじゃないか？
それがそうでもないのです。女神の盾は魔眼は封じられずとも私を倒したのは確かに鏡なのですから。
It's a mystery. It looks like there are some plot holes in the mythology regarding Medusa.
あ、聞きたいですか、シロ？
Sure.
ああ、いや、そりゃ興味はあるけど。
どうしても聞きたいですか？
No.
いや、どうしてもって言われると。
After all, it's a story concerning Medusa's no rider's fall. I feel as if I shouldn't insist on it.
あ、いや、話してくれるなら聞かせてほしいです。
わかりました。あのような出来事は思い出したくないのですが、
But
シローが聞きたいというのであればお話ししましょう。
again, you don't have to.
あれはこの体が怪物として成長しきった後、今の私とは違うけれどその果てにある怪物の末路の話です。
The peaceful morning air somehow feels a lot more ominous and oppressive. I'm not sure if she's enjoying my frightened reaction, or if it's just a foreshadowing technique. Ryder quietly begins the story of her past self's final moments. If that is so, then I shall bring back the head of the legendary monster Gorgon, the soon-to-be king of Tyrans, and the future king of Mycenae, Perseus, said to set a banquet. The warrior most favored by the gods in the Greek world. Perseus, the son of Zeus, the king of the gods, on the day of the banquet to prove his bravery and save his mother, he vowed to defeat the monster. The faraway, solitary island was one of the places where those exiled by the gods lived. A hideous monster lurking at the end of the world. According to the rumors, it resided in the Titan's ruins, a place resembling the cunning evil of the Sirens and the chaotic disorder of the Chimeras. Once a glorious palace of the gods, there was not a trace of its former beauty left on the island. It was now a demonic realm, the likes of which cannot be found elsewhere. The name of that sacred place was the Shapeless Isle. A place not even birds visit. A hell on earth. 5 noble phantasms were given to Perseus. A pair of winged sandals so he could fly through the air. A helmet that granted invisibility to its wearer. Okay, yeah, Hermes' sandals. Hades' helmet, I believe. A bronze shield polished like a mirror. The gift, yeah, okay. Athena, yeah. A snake hunter's scythe. Harp. And finally, a bag to contain the monster's head, Kibisis. No warrior in the history of Greece had ever been given this many noble phantasms. Perseus equipped himself to win, and gathered much information to aid him. a wealth of trustworthy weapons, and a strategy to utilize them. Although he had neither seen the foe, nor ever set foot in the demon's lair, he had not a speck of fear. Until the day of the battle. Until the moment he descended to that dark palace. The island was drastically different from what he had heard before. The sun did not shine, the air was stale, and all living things melted away. A hell that did not permit the very existence of life. A dark palace stained with blood. A place that would trick one into thinking that his time had already come and he'd fallen into the afterlife. Although favored by the gods, Perseus, who had yet to prove himself as a hero, could not bear the sight of it. Perseus ran deeper into the palace, as if he were escaping. His dreams of slaying the monster gloriously were long gone. Any longing for fame had long since left his mind. He only wanted one thing: find the monster, take its head, and escape from the island as quickly as possible. The stale air was burning his skin, and his feet were slowly melting away where they had touched the ground. Simply stopping would spell certain defeat. The foolish challenger would perish as the monster slept quietly inside the palace. Holding his breath, suppressing the scream rising in his throat, Perseus hid in the shadows as he advanced. The palace was enormous. No, it was excessively huge. Seemingly enchanted, it had no beginning and no end. This terrifying palace only revealed Perseus' own insignificance. Yes, it was not that the palace was grand. It was just that Perseus, shivering and alone, was like a tiny insect to its inhabitant. And so, a few minutes, no, hours later, the mirrored shield warned Perseus. The shield reflected the surroundings on its mirror-like surface. A detector of sorts, the shield shows the Dark Palace's layout, as well as Perseus' own heartbeat. And the heartbeat of a nearby monster, fast approaching. The view distorted. A grotesque creature emerged from the darkness. Yet one cannot stare at it directly. Perseus used self-suggestion to force himself to look at nothing but the shield until the very end. It was already too late to back away. A fight was inevitable. Seconds later, Perseus flew through the air and issued his challenge to the monster. And then, he suddenly realized that something about the legend was off. This place was inhabited by 3 beautiful sisters. But the shield only showed 2 heartbeats. His and the monster's in front of him. Then, the heartbeats of the petrifying Snake Prince's 2 sisters. Just where could they have disappeared to? A gigantic something came pulverizing the forest of stone statues in its way. That was the Gorgon, the monster Perseus sensed. Perseus threw a volley of curses. You damn gods, what use is this glory you promised me? There was no victory to be found in this fight from the beginning. The monster's already nearly matured enough to be called an evil god. On this impossible mission, the cleverest of noble phantasms were nothing but life-saving equipment at best. It was not unlike a ship caught in a storm. Being toyed with by the raging waves, Perseus was struggling only to survive. There was no way to win, no weapons to defeat the enemy. A battle of attrition. It may have been possible for a true hero, but Perseus, who had hoped to become one through his victory here, had no means to destroy the Gorgon. Perseus, who still possesses the nature of a human, the only way he could slay the Gorgon would be Perseus continued to avoid fatal hits using his winged sandals, escaping the petrifying glares and dodging the blows from the monstrous arms. But that was all he could do. The monster didn't feel threatened by this new offering. It was no more than a mere nuisance. Finally having enough of the fighting, it opened up its own palace. Self-sealing Temple of Darkness. Breaker Gorgon. A great magical barrier. A complement to the blood fort that enveloped the Shapeless Isle. Just as the blood fort enveloped the world, the Temple of Darkness sealed it. The person caught inside would have his consciousness imprisoned within the mind of the Gorgon, and would be rid of any abilities he might have had in the outside world. The Temple of Darkness, unlike the Mystic Eyes, only needed a steady supply of magical energy from the Gorgon to draw one in. Perseus had no way to avoid it. It had total control over him. The monster, without even focusing on the fight, could. And the only way to fell the monster is to let it encage itself. Okay. Kibisis. The bag that is said to have carried Medusa's head. In an instant, it swelled up, turned inside out, and swallowed Perseus whole. The concepts of the world inverted. The inside of the bag became outside, and the outside became inside. Now, what was inside wasn't the bag's contents, but in fact, the outside. The Gorgon's Temple of Darkness was aimed inside itself. That prison became a mirror that reflected the Gorgon, who was outside the bag. The monster's movements stopped. Trapped in the Temple of Darkness created by itself, startled by a nightmare of its inner wounds, the Gorgon suffered as Medusa. A nightmare beyond all nightmares. The monster despaired at the reflection in the mirror of its own self from the time when it still had a sense of self-awareness. And then and there came the one counterattack. Immortality's subverting harp sliced through the neck of the completely paralyzed Snake Princess. The invincible monster became Medusa again due to its own heart and, as if waking up from a dream, was struck down all too quickly. Damn.
以上です。
Right, so right as she regained herself, she was killed. That's rough.
何分昔の話ですし、今の私とは関わりのないことなので、細部に脚色がありますが。
She continues sipping her tea. She's just recited a story about her own beheading, yet she keeps an unprecedented level of calm. Yeah.
そっか。メドゥーサ討伐ってそういう話だったのか。
はい。あれ以来自分の姿を見ることが私のトラウマとなりました。鏡が苦手なのは言うまでもないでしょう。
Yeah, it's fair.
なるほど。 別に見てもダメージは受けないけど、精神的によろしくない。
そういうことです。加えてその後、あんな若造に私をいいように使われたなどと。ええ、この上なく腹立たしい。苦手でもありますが、恩敵とも言えますね。
Okay. She mutters about having an urge to break every mirror she sees. I hope she's just referring to the fact that he used her head to petrify his enemies, and not that he used it for anything else. Such an adolescent is an unusually emotional choice of words for a writer, though.
若造ってペルセウスのことだよな。ライダーの話じゃ、そいつも犠牲者とまではいかないまでも、騙された側っぽいけど。
ええ。そうですね。彼も神々に乗せられた一人でしょう。何しろ、あの時点の彼は私にとって家程度のものでしたから。同情の余地はあれ、憎しみを向けるほどのものではないのですが。
ですが、
個人的にどうしても好きになれません。
Okay.
後に立派な人物になりましたが、それでもです。
どんなやつだったんだ、ペルセウスって。
I mean, theoretically speaking, well, no. I mean, theoretically speaking, she shouldn't. Well, no, I guess. I mean, by the way she's speaking, she had to have been alive, technically.
そうですね。彼がどんな人物だったかというと。
Ryder thinks intently, as if digging up his image from the depths of her memories. And not long after, she raises her head, seemingly surprised at the answer she came up with herself.
一言で言って成功した神事です。
Huh? That conjures up an extremely clear image in my head. Successful how?
全く実に気に食わない。これというのもあのキビシスさえなかったら。
Having had the barrier turned inside out by Kibisis, Ryder ended up sealed in her own Temple of Darkness. Anyone caught in the Temple of Darkness is said to experience the nightmare that has taboo and delight both mixed in it. However, I wonder what kind of a vision it was that left her with a trauma this deep.
何を見たんだ、ライダ
ー。Yeah, maybe don't.
いや、悪かった。悪夢なんか思い出したくもないし、話したくもないよな。変なこと聞いてすまない。
いいえ。夢はお互い様なので、私からちゃんと聞かせないと不公平です。
Ryder straightens her posture once again. But she still remains hunched over ever so slightly. It must be an ever greater challenge to endure than the story of being beheaded.
その悪夢というのは。
Yeah?
メデューサ、出ていらっしゃい。メデューサ。
Pardon?
はい、ここにいます。何でしょう、上姉様、下姉様。
なんでしょうじゃないでしょ。今晩私と私がポセイドン様の共演に出るって知ってるわよね、あなた。
はあ、姉様方が回収に呼ばれたことは聞いています。けどそれが何か？
ちょっと私聞いた？私たちの妹なのにどうしてこんなに使えないのよ、このデカブツは。
That's rude.
本当に困ったものね。こんなに気が利かないなんて。メドゥーサ、あなたもしかして恐竜？脳が私たちの手のひらほどもないのかしら。
姉様方、夕食の準備でしたらこれからちゃんと行いますけど。
ああ、もう本当にイライラするわね。私たちの身支度は整っているかって聞いてるのよ。
はい、支度はいたします。
So she... Okay. She had some sort of, like, Cinderella thing going on with her sisters. Like, they were using her as like a... as just like labor? Like, I don't...
いたします？もう住んでいるんじゃなくて？きっとこの子は生半可な支度をして私たちが恥をかくのを楽しみにしているのよ。
そんなことはありません。私は。
あら？ねえ私、この子ったら反抗的な目をしてるわよ。淑女にあるまじき不細工だわ。そうね、かわいそうだけどお灸を据えてあげないといけませんね。かわいい妹のためですもの。少しやりすぎに見えてしまうかもしれないけど、心を鬼にして強制してあげないと。
What?
上姉様、反省してます。反省してます。明日から頑張りますから、今日はもう許してください。
そうやって小さくなっていればいいのよ。いいわ、もうじき楽しい宴だし今日は許してあげる。さあメデューサ、私たちのドレス。
何でしょうか、下姉様。
何のつもりよこれ。信じられない。私には衣装が3つあるように見えるのだけど。
Yeah, no, that's not right or no.
内緒にしていたんですが、実は私も招待状ですね。
ありえない。こんなものはこうよ。
What horrible sisters.
ね姉様、どうしてできたばっかりのフリフリドレスの鱗おろしとかするんですか？
私ったら本当に容赦がないんだから。かわいそうに。これじゃあもうメドゥーサは宴には出られないでしょうに。
ひどい下姉様、どうしてこういうことするんですか？
Jealousy.
1000年早いって言うのよ。いいことメドゥーサ。メドゥーサの分際でパーティーに出ようなんて思い上がらないことね。そういうことは大きなお友達のファンクラブができてからやることよ。
I'm sure she could if you would let her leave the house.
もうそれは言い過ぎよ。 私それだとメドゥーサは一生社交界にデビューできないもの。
上姉様、それはどういう。
私の言うことがわかんないの？あなたみたいな大女に惚れるノロマはいないってことよ。というかそんなの私たちが許さないわ。あなたに似合う男なんてそうそういるもんですか。そうね、残念だけどメドゥーサに似合う殿方は希少でしょう。キス一つとってもロマンがないようではね。
That's just so mean.
殿方に背伸びをさせるなんて女性として致命的ですよ。
This explains her height complex.
そんな。私だって好きで背が高いわけじゃ。というかそんなに背高くないと思うけど。
精一杯体を縮めてその程度のくせに、悔しかったら私たちと同じになってみなさい。私たちだったら美しく抱き上げていただけるけど、あなたと来たら持ち上げられるのはアトラスくらいなものじゃない。ええ、でも彼でも腰を痛めますわね、きっと。わかった？今のトレンドはコンパクト&スリムってこと。農耕馬みたいな大女なんてお呼びじゃないのよ。
ひどいです。そこまで言わなくても。
Yeah, I don't know. This is giving me heavy, like, Cinderella vibes, almost, how the story's going.
泣いたところでダメ。あんたが上から涙を垂らしても、男は天井から雨漏りがしたかって思うかもね。あらあら、そこまで言ってはかわいそうよ、私。知っていて、メドゥーサ、鏡を見ながらため息をついているの。メドゥーサらしい浅ましい努力だと思わない？だから私、今夜の宴でポセイドン様から凹面の鏡を譲っていただこうと思っているの。
A concave... These... Just some wholesome... I don't...
それなら小さく可愛らしく見えるからいいじゃない。ポセイドン様にお願いしてとびきり大きな鏡を作ってもらいましょう。もちろんポセイドン様に尋ねられたらこう答えるわ。
And what would that be, huh?
お恥ずかしい話ですが、私どもの妹はまっとうな鏡を制止できない心の病なのですって。まあ素晴らしい。私たちってほんと妹思いのいい姉だわね、メドゥーサ。姉様方、
And so... Several minutes have passed since Ryder closed her eyes.
ライダー、悪夢の話なんだけど。
気が変わりました。昔話はこれまでにしておきましょう。
Yeah, no, that's probably for the best. Let's not have that put out in the open.
それに、もうじき予約の時間です。
Ryder gets up from her seat. I regret asking. It really was an insensitive request.
それでは失礼します。それと、誤解なきように言っておくのですが、キビシスによって見せられた悪夢は、私にとってそう悪いものではなかったのです。私が動きを止めたのは、苦しみからではなく、
Oh,
う二度と会えない人たちに会えた喜びからなのですから。
so just embarrassing?
え？
今のシロと同じですよ。振り回されてばかりでしたが、あれは私にとって最良の日々だった。
I didn't mean to click. God damn it. She leaves with a kind smile.
うん。
I can't help but feel happy seeing such a smiling face. Happy, but
振り回されてばかりって、そんなことないぞ、ライダ
kinda are. No, but what's with this surging feeling of companionship for Ryder? I don't know, Shiro. I don't know. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna stop there. Oh, gonna go watch the new Attack on Titan episode. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, I'll catch you later.